Welcome back to Bloom with Tina and Kelsey. In this episode, I had the pleasure of sitting down with my friend and accountability partner, Sara Young, founder of Live and Give Financial. Sara and I both launched our financial planning firms in the summer of 2023 and first met at an industry conference that September. Since then, we've been walking parallel paths, supporting each other through the ups and downs of entrepreneurship while also balancing family life as our husbands navigate major career transitions of their own. Sara's firm, Live and Give Financial, specializes in helping physicians and their families build wealth, avoid burnout, and create financial flexibility so they can focus on what matters most. As a former nurse married to a physician, she has firsthand experience with the financial challenges medical professionals face. In this conversation, we dive into what it's really like to launch a financial planning firm from the ground up, the power of having a strong accountability partner in business, and balancing entrepreneurship with family life, especially when both partners are in demanding careers. If you're a business owner, a working parent, or navigating a major career transition, this episode is for you. I hope you enjoy this heartfelt and insightful conversation with Sara Young. Hello and welcome back to Bloom with Tina and Kelsey. Thank you so much for joining us. Wanted to start by letting you all know that Tina is not here today. She is actually in Lisbon, I believe right now, or maybe still on a flight on her way to Lisbon. I'm not sure. She left last night. So she is doing her traveling and visiting with her daughter for the next couple weeks. I am so excited to introduce you to a friend of mine, Sara Young. So Sara is joining us from not far, Cincinnati, Ohio, and she is also a financial advisor. Sara, why don't you take just maybe a couple minutes to introduce yourself and talk about your business that you started right around the same time that I started mine.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, Kelsey. Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be here. And it's been great. Like you said, we started right around the same time. So going along this journey and now with your podcast, and honored to be here. Yes, I am a financial planner. I've had my own business about a year and a half. I've been in the industry for about 5 years. And before that, I was a registered nurse. So I worked in the hospital and I worked at the bedside for 6 years, and then realized that I wanted to do something where I could have a longer term engagement with the people that I was serving, and also a little bit of a different pace to my work day. So transitioned into finance, and it's been absolutely wonderful for myself personally, professionally, for my family. It's been, yes, just an absolute huge blessing. And I've gotten to serve wonderful people as clients, meet amazing professionals. And it's just been a great journey.
I love that you've been able to make that transition. And it sounds like you saw that possibility first. And that's when it sort of clicked, like, this still allows me to do exactly what I was hoping to do with nursing, in terms of like really connecting with people, and it's like a spirit, like people who navigate towards helping professions. It's like, I don't know, there's something inside of you that's just like, that's the thing. And I see that with nurses and teachers and people in childcare.
Yes.
And I also see it a lot in the financial planning industry, and coaching and those sorts of things as well.
Yes.
So I want to talk about how we met. So it was sort of funny how it all happened, right? Because there's a Facebook group that we're both a part of. That's a lot of advisors who are just getting started in their own firms, but then also the seasoned ones who are having all these deep conversations about, all different things within their business, but it's all financial advisors.
Yes.
And Sara had posted on there, I think first, about getting ready to register in the state of Ohio. Does that seem right? And I was like, I literally just did this last month.
Yep.
And so if you have questions about the process, let me know. And that was just a couple months before we both were going to a conference.
Yes.
The same conference. And so then we actually got to meet in person very shortly after, all the way in Atlanta, even though we both were coming from Ohio.
Right.
But the first time we met was down in So, um, it was just sort of like serendipitous. I feel like that our paths crossed when they did.
Yes, the timing was amazing.
Yeah. And then we found ourselves in the same breakout session at the
Hmm.
conference
Hmm.
for moms
Yep.
because, of course, that's a huge part of why we both took this leap
Hmm.
is to be able to create that balance for ourselves a little bit
Hmm.
more. And so that breakout session just spoke to both of us
Yes.
very much.
Yes.
And I think it did for a lot of the women who were at the conference. I think that was one of the most well attended sessions probably
Hmm.
at the conference
Yeah.
because it is such a big piece of the puzzle for those of us who are especially deciding to step away from the corporate financial planning world to launch our own firms,
Hmm.
to be able to create that balance for ourselves and create the firms the way that it fits into our lives. So, um, I guess from there, I'd like to hear a little bit about what that balance has looked like for you over the past year and a half. I know it's evolved a lot because you have a lot of other stuff going on
Yeah.
in your family's life as well, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So how has that shifted and how have you been able to make adjustments in your practice and how you want to run your business
Hmm.
in order to find what feels like balance on some days and other days I know it doesn't because
Hmm.
it's so hard to maintain it.
Absolutely.
So I guess this question is twofold. How has it shifted and evolved over time? And are there any practices or consistent things you do for yourself to like reevaluate when it's time to shift again? Or how does
Hmm.
that work for you?
Hmm. So as far as how it has shifted, when I first started, my kids were all in full-time daycare still.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a lot more hours to work during normal business hours and during the week, etc. Um, and then when my oldest started kindergarten, then we had to pivot. And my day, which was one of my goals anyways, was to work during the school hours so that I could be present for my kids and my family when they were home. Um, so it's really important to me, but I still remember the feeling of when school was getting ready to start and I had to go and block my calendar for all of those afternoons.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh my gosh, it hit me so strongly that there is so much talk in this industry and in this career of efficiency and squeezing a lot in and all these kinds of things. But as I sat and I looked at my new calendar and chopping off hours every day at the end of the day, um, without the flexibility to be able to stay an extra 15 to 20 minutes late if I needed to,
Mm-hmm.
um, the the impact of that decision hit me. It's been great. I absolutely love getting to be the person that my kids see at the end of their school day. I mean, that is such a blessing and um, something that I don't take for granted. Um, Sometimes it's frustrating, of course, to be in the middle of something and have to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but getting to see them and hear about the day and have the whole evening and all of that extra time is awesome. And as far as how to continue to reevaluate, my husband's schedule changes every single month. So that's kind of a natural inflection point for us of,
Mm-hmm.
all right, what's coming up this month, what's working, what's not. And I've also had to get better about creating boundaries within my weekly work schedule. So I used to just have open meeting availability. And I recently started structuring and time blocking my weeks more, having certain
Mm-hmm.
times that I don't take client meetings and certain times that I do, and structuring the times that those are available so that I know that I have the time that I need to do the work on the front end and the back end without it being chopped up because I just don't have time to be inefficient with the time that I do have.
Right. Yeah. Oh God, I hear you there.
Thank you.
Right, right. And I think, so for me, so I haven't even touched on this yet, but Sara and I talk every week.
Hmm.
We touch base. And
Hmm.
I think having you as a person that when I have these inflection points of something shifting and, oh, summer's on the way and we need to think about summer babysitters and how are we going to handle this situation,
Hmm.
like having that space in my calendar, because we've time blocked for this hour every
Yep.
week, Sara and I are touching base about how things are going. And I would say maybe half of that time is spent on like how business is moving along and
Hmm.
how we're getting clients and what's working in that sense. And the
Hmm.
other half is spent, how's your schedule working? How are you balancing life and kids?
Yes.
How is
Yeah,
the momming going?
absolutely.
um and I think that's been hugely helpful for me to like,
Yes.
for a couple of reasons. One, I have that time blocked on my calendar that I know I will be able to create the headspace to think about this
Right.
on Monday at 9 a.m. And
That's
I'm
right.
not even going to think about it until Monday at 9 a.m. When I'm talking to Sarah, I'll start to think about it.
Yes. Yes.
And also the part that I know you're going through it too, and I'm not alone in this.
Hmm.
Like
Yes.
that
And
is huge.
having somebody to have that accountability with who also gets it and
Mm-hmm.
isn't like going to be passing judgment or oh, your kid thing, like, okay, it's not an accommodation, it's an
Mm-hmm.
understanding. So
Yeah.
right now we meet Monday mornings, but in the year and a half we've been meeting, that time has changed 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Um, and it's just been open communication,
Mm-hmm.
between both of us of, is this working? Is it not? Like, how can we pivot? Um, and also flexibility week to week of, hey, this thing came up
Yeah.
and, this day doesn't work, this time doesn't work. And it's been on both of us. We've both done
Yeah.
it. And it's always like, that's okay. That's what this is here for. Right.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that's why, you know, the understanding and the flexibility piece of it being in a similar stage is so key.
Yeah. Definitely. And I am so grateful that we've been doing this since we met in
Hmm.
Atlanta.
Hmm.
Very shortly after we launched. So it's been about a year and a half that we've
Yeah.
been doing
September
this.
of 23.
Yeah. And to your point, like it's been consistent
Hmm.
without being consistent. We've done it
Right.
almost every week,
Right.
but we've shifted it to fit what we need. And I think finding a person that just gets you and understands, like matches whatever it is you're going through, right?
Hmm.
So for a lot of our listeners, it is going to be moms and women who just need another mom that gets the kid thing.
Hmm.
Um, to have another person who is doing the business launch alongside of you is
Yeah.
huge if that's something you're trying to do. Um, and I think the other thing that's been amazing to me to see is how little, like, there's not even an ounce of like competition in it,
Right. Uh,
and
yeah.
I have felt that way from that group of financial planners in general,
Hmm.
that we were talking about. So, and I've mentioned this group before, the XYPN
Hmm.
network,
Yeah.
of planners. So for any other financial planners who are out there listening, check that out because it is an amazing group of financial planners who support one another.
Yes. Abundance mentality.
Yeah, and refer to one another,
Hmm.
and um kind of shifting the topic a little bit here, but I was just commenting on a Facebook post right before we jumped on. And so this is where my head's at the
Hmm.
moment. But somebody in a local Facebook group was asking for a tax advisor and a financial planner. And as I commented, I was like, I know this isn't what anybody's expecting, but like the truth is, without knowing more about what you're looking for in a financial planner, I can't even tell you if I'm the right person for you. Right?
Absolutely.
Like
Yeah.
they didn't give any context for why they need a financial planner, right? Um, so basically the comment was, hey, this is what I do, but that doesn't mean I'm the right person for you. You really, like, it depends on what you're looking for as to who's going to be the right financial planner for you.
Hmm.
And and I would be happy to spend 30 minutes talking to you to see what it is you're looking for. And I can tell you whether it's going to be me or I can help you find who it's going to be. And a lot of that mentality shift for me came from that XYPN networking group because no lie, that would not have been the comment or the mentality I had 2 years ago when I was
Mm-hmm.
still working
Hmm.
for a broker dealer
Right.
because that's not the mentality there.
Right.
Um, so I'm I'm curious if, because I know you didn't come from a broker dealer, you came from an RIA, and most of our
Right.
listeners won't understand what the difference is. But did you feel a mentality shift when you moved, that kind of mentality shift when you moved from you were at a smaller company than I was.
Yeah.
So was it still more like cutthroat like that?
Oh,
Not
no.
when you cutthroat. It was still
No.
more abundance mentality than what
Oh,
you
yeah.
probably see at the really big companies. Okay.
Very collegial, very supportive, a lot of mentorship, a lot of collaboration.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very healthy. And that was important to me as I was looking for my first job, that I didn't
Hmm.
want to be in a cutthroat environment.
Hmm.
So culture fit for me was huge. And I'm
Yeah.
like so amazingly fortunate, grateful, blessed that I was able to find that and enjoy that time and that environment. So for me, like that has been my experience in the industry. Like I've never gone to, besides the conference that we went to, which is like kind of our own little subgroup of, the industry. I've never gone to very many other industry events or conferences or lunches or whatever, only a handful. Um, but I do recognize what you're referring to.
Yeah, and it's not just our industry at all. I think it's in
Yeah.
every industry. Like you can fall victim to that mindset of like, well, I need to be the first person to like say something.
Hmm.
I need to prove, like, the salesy conversations, right?
Right.
So I think a lot of our listeners are kind of adventuring into maybe starting their own thing
Hmm.
potentially, maybe not all, but um I was in a coaching program before I left my prior firm that really shifted my mindset around that
Hmm.
and was um helped me realize like I don't need to be the person for everybody. I just need to 100% be myself and be clear on what I bring to the table. And the people who are meant to find me will find me.
Hmm.
And that mentality shift was like very pivotal in my whole transition into starting my own thing of like,
Hmm.
I don't need to just try to gather as many people. I just need to be able to speak truly to who my clients are
Absolutely.
and niche down.
Hmm.
Are you feeling ready for a change? At Apricity Financial Planning, we help women who are stepping into a new season of life and want to make intentional financial choices that support their goals. Whether you're exploring a career shift, navigating a big life transition, or simply looking to align your money with what truly matters to you, we are here to help. At Apricity, we believe financial planning isn't just about numbers. It's about creating the life you envision with clarity and confidence. If you're ready to take the next step toward your future that feels aligned and purposeful, visit apricityfp.com to learn more or reach out directly. Let's chart your path forward together. And so to that point, like we serve very different niches. So
Yes.
I want to hear a little bit about how you decided on specifically who you want to serve and how that's been going for you.
Yeah. Um, so my focus is on working with mostly young, not all, but primarily early to mid-career physicians.
Mm-hmm.
And that came about. I used to be a nurse, but also my husband is in healthcare as well. So he was a physician assistant. He went back to school and he went to med school, and now he is in his training program. And so our paths of me going into finance and him going into medicine were sort of parallel at the same
Mm-hmm.
time. So as I was going into finance and he is going into medicine, I was working with clients. I was working with some people, not just physicians, who are at the end of their careers and they wanted to retire. And some of them, it was going to be no problem. And some of them had been earning very healthy salaries, but there wasn't as much guidance along the way. And so that retirement decision was going to be more challenging for them than they had anticipated based on
Mm-hmm.
their earnings power. And then I also had the opportunity to work with a few physicians, and the physician group is unique in that they are, there's a huge income jump instantaneously.
Mm-hmm.
So when you work in corporate, it's, you can earn well more than a physician can, but it happens more gradually. So you sort of like work your way into what this looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but when you go from 0 to 60 and you've been at 0 for so long, there's a lot to manage
Mm-hmm.
logistically as well as the mindset piece of it,
Mm-hmm.
um, and making that adjustment. And so navigating that big transition, that income transition and the lifestyle transition and the responsibilities and all that it comes with, I just saw a huge opportunity there to, like I had been before I got into finance, like to help to be a guide and to help them navigate that well. And
Because that seems like that was probably a big inflection point of when people were coming to you asking those questions before,
yeah, yeah,
right? And
yes,
so it was like recognizing before you even got into financial planning, like
hmm
people are coming to me for this thing.
hmm there's a lot of
And
questions, and where do we go? And a lot of the industry um, is focused on those who already have a lot of money, right?
mm-hmm.
Which is neither here nor there. Um, but so it took me sort of stepping away and doing something different and structuring my business fundamentally differently
Mm-hmm.
to be able to figure out a way to work with those clients in a way that was accessible because they didn't already have a large pot of money, right? Like they were trying to
Right.
grow it. Um,
Right.
and to get to that point. Um, so yeah, so I love the education piece. I love like I said, the navigating and the guiding.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, very rewarding.
Yeah. Yeah. And I want to bring this piece in because I think that as people are thinking about making some type of huge shift in their life, whether it's starting a business or starting a new career or
Mm-hmm.
just deciding not to work anymore or whatever the thing is, thinking about what it is you like, especially if it's starting a business or going into a new career field, a career shift. Like, what is the thing that people seem to be coming to you for? Like that helped you kind of find that niche and a huge career pivot, like from nursing into financial planning, because people were just coming to you and asking you these questions anyway, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, and it was interesting because when I started, I was starting with educators
Mm-hmm.
mostly because that just felt like what I knew, right?
Mm-hmm.
Family of educators with my parents and my husband and siblings who are all have all been in education. And so I just understood those benefits and technically know those things
Mm-hmm.
better than the average financial advisor. But what I found once I started my business was that the people who were just naturally gravitating toward me were those female entrepreneurs and women who just wanted to understand their money better, that type of thing. And so I really started leaning into that piece of it. quite a bit more. And so it's just listening to those things of what it just feels like natural, right? Where does it feel natural, and how do you, what excites you also? Like you were talking about that inflection point, and there's so many opportunities to be able to help those physicians at those inflection points, and it makes huge drastic changes in their life forever, and they don't even know yet, right? Like what
Yeah,
that impact is going to be or could be.
absolutely.
So what gets you excited, and where do you want to spend your time making an impact in the world, that sort of thing, as you're navigating what that next thing might be. So yeah.
Are you ready to elevate your health and wellness journey? Join me, Tina Baden, as we explore the transformative world of Plexus, a health and wellness business that's changing lives one person at a time. Plexus offers such a diverse range of products that cater to your unique health goals. Whether you're looking to manage your weight, improve gut health, boost your energy, or find the perfect nutrition for your kids. With an emphasis on natural ingredients and holistic wellness, Plexus empowers you to take charge of your health journey. Are you ready to take the first step? I invite you to connect with me. Head over to my website and fill out my health questionnaire for a personalized solution crafted just for you. Let's embark on this exciting journey to better health together. Your best self awaits.
And well, I also want to just jump in and say it's been so exciting to see and watch and be along for the ride with you as you have like navigated your, like following this, what you were finding and encountering, and not just saying, well, this is what I decided when I started.
Right.
So it's going to be like that forever. Just like listening to what your heart was telling you and what the people around you were asking for, and making that pivot, like as a business owner. I mean, it's scary, right?
It is.
It's scary to make a big pivot. It's
Yeah.
emotionally scary. There's a lot of work involved. It's not a free lunch.
Right. It is not. Well, thank you. And I like your support through all of that, because like you said, it was huge. It was a huge decision to like,
Yeah.
I remember the day we were on a call and I'm like, well, I changed the website. It doesn't say
Right.
Ohio Educators at the top real big anymore. And I don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah.
So, and it's such a huge shift to like, when you put so much time and energy into one thing, but then you feel yourself being called a different direction, and you're like, oh, am I really going to do this? And like, it's this tug and pull, and you being a listening ear through that whole process as I was like back and forth, hugely helpful. So thank you.
That is what we're here for.
That is. Yeah. It's been, I can't even probably put into words what it means to have that kind of support. And I highly encourage anybody who has this desire to start something brand new, like find a person, find a person to do it with.
1000%.
Because it's so needed. And it, especially if you're also the one holding the fort down at home. Like having your spouse to be that person is great, but having somebody who really understands and is feeling that same battle on their home front is immensely helpful. So highly recommend, and attend one of those conferences early in the process, because you will find your people. And I know, like, we're talking about as financial advisors, and I kind of wish Tina was here to like jump in. I know she feels the same way about the conferences she's been to, right? Like she's attended different leadership conferences and things of that nature. And she's met so many other women in the same position as her. And she and I are able to do this podcast together, which is great, but we're not anywhere near the same life stage, right? Like her kids are not all out of the house. Some of them still live at home, but her kids are adults, and she is quote unquote an empty nester, and I very much think of raising.
I'm not empty.
It's very different.
Loud nest.
Yeah.
From my own household.
Yeah. So very different. So find somebody who can match, and go through that with you.
Mm-hmm.
So helpful. So,
Sure.
Thank you so much for joining me this morning, Sara.
Thank you, Kelsey.
I am so glad to have had you here. Can you tell our listeners a little, like maybe where they can find more about you? If something you said really struck them, I want them to be able to find your website or you on Facebook and Twitter and all the places you exist.
Yes. Well, thank you. My website is liveandgivefinancial.com, and my Twitter handle is at liveandgivefp. So a lot of nuggets of financial truths, not specific advice, as my compliance regulator would like me to make sure to mention. But a lot of nuggets there. And yes, my website, if you are a physician, physician families, you are my people.
Yeah, definitely 100%. So awesome. Well, thank you so much, Sara. And until next time.
Sounds great. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of Bloom with Tina and Kelsey. Your support truly means the world to us, and we're so grateful to have you as part of our blossoming community.
We hope you enjoyed this week's conversation and found inspiration in our discussions. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you love what you hear, please consider leaving us a review. Your feedback helps us grow and reach more listeners like you.
Join us next week for another exciting episode filled with insights, laughter, and growth. We can't wait to share it with you.
Keep blooming and see you soon.